Good morning. How is everyone today? Hello, hello, hello. All right, we are doing a snail today. Someone had wanted to do bugs, and we did the worm, so I thought we would do the snail this time, and it would be super fun. So that's what we're going to do today. So welcome in, TL Red. Glad you're here. We are about to do some watercolor painting. This was our tutorial yesterday. So we are going to do some fun stuff this morning. So if you are ready to paint, grab your paints, grab your supplies, and we are going to do that. Thank you. All right. So this was yesterday's tutorial. You guys wanted to do y'all wanted to do a Dachshund. So this was yesterday's puppy dog tutorial. And I think he turned out super cute. I love his little nose. He's so cute. So that was yesterday's tutorial. Today we're going to do a snail, which I think is going to be super fun and cute. So I hope that you guys will join me for that. We're going to start that in just a little while. I'm letting everybody get in who normally paints with me, and we will kind of go through all of the different things. Morning, Mom. How are you? What did you need those cards for? Did you need me to make you a card, or were you just needing some cards? Because you never answered me back when I answered you on that text. So, all right, guys. We are going to do this. We're going to do a snail today. And it's going to be super cute. I'm really excited about it. We're going to do it in the ACEO size. So we'll grab whatever paper that you use. I use the medium paper. We'll go through all the supplies in just a minute. I'm going to use my clear stamping block again because I don't know what I've done with my wood block that I tape everything to. I cannot find it, which is so weird because normally it's sitting right on my desk, so I have no idea what I did with it or how it managed to get lost, but I'm just going to use the same thing I used yesterday, if I can find it now. Now it seems to be missing. There it is. Oh, you need one to write in. Yeah, I do. I have some cards you can grab. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get this taped on. Thanks for the heart me. Welcome in, Feral Mom. How's it going this morning? We are about to get get our paper tape down, and then I will show you guys our inspiration. We'll go through all the products. We've just got a whole list of how we're going to do things. So let's tape it down first. I have a little bit of like a smudge on mine right there. I don't know if I should get me a different one. Let me use this one, maybe. Nope, this one has a tear on it. All right, I'm going to cut new paper today. So this will be good for you guys because I know that a lot of you guys are always asking like how you get the paper apart and all that. So yay, you got your printer? You're obsessed? Yep. You guys, I'm telling you, this printer is amazing. If you guys don't have it, I have a couple of flash codes for it, but it's a wireless printer, and it prints stickers in color, no ink. You just have to use their paper, but it is such a cool little printer. It's normally $159.99. But I have a few flash codes for like, you can get the one with 50 paper for like under $100. So, if anybody is interested in that, I can start a flash sale on it, but it's really cool. You put the paper in there. So don't purchase it at the full price, guys. It's in my cart. So don't purchase it. If you decide you want it, let me know and I'll start a flash sale on it. I've got like 2 codes left, I think. So if you guys are interested in getting a printer like this, it comes with these packages of paper. It makes these stickers, which I just do them of my art because I sell them at my shows. So I just take a good picture of it, print it with my printer, and then I keep these in stock. The teenagers love these things. They buy them for like $3 a piece, and it's a really good addition to selling your ACEOs at art shows, so, or at vendor events. So I love it. I use it all the time. So if you're interested, let me know and I'll start a flash sale on it. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother to take the time to set it up. But if you guys are interested, you can let me know and I will. Don't pay full price for it, guys. Seriously. Okay, so I'm going to cut this paper. So I want to show you guys how. You have to, in order to separate this medium paper, it has this great little, like glue around the edges like this on all of the paper to keep the edges from curling and to keep them safe. And I love that. But what this does is it also causes us to have to, you know, separate it out when we're ready to, sorry, I'm looking for my good blade because I have to have a good blade for this. Here it is. I think this is it, yes. So you have to get an X-Acto to do this, to get it separated. And you need a sharp blade when you do it, okay? Make sure your blade is sharp. And you're going to go right here at the top underneath one of the papers. So if you can see that, there's one sheet. So I'm going to put my blade up underneath there and I'm going to drag it towards me. And what I'm doing is I'm breaking that glue apart and separating this paper. And now I can take that off. Okay, so I have this sheet of paper off of here and I still have the rest that are on here. So, and the edges are nice and glued down and protected so it doesn't get ruined. I use the 5x7 size, and the reason I do is because you can fit 4 of the ACEO sizes onto one sheet of the 5x7, and there's no waste. So I can get 4 ACEOs out of one sheet of this 5x7. And the paper is really, really nice. You can see it's like super textured. Oops, sorry guys, I almost dropped my phone. It's super textured. It absorbs really well. It has a really pretty like sheen to it. I just love this paper. And it's super easy to work with. So, and it's not expensive, like at all. So, and matter of fact, right now it's on a flash sale, so you can get it for even cheaper. But if you're looking for a really good paper, that is what we're going to be using today, is this medium paper. Okay, and that's how you get it apart. I just showed you guys. Because when you get it in the mail, you're going to be like, how am I supposed to get this apart? Well, that's how you do it. Okay, so we are going to mark this and get this cut into 4 ACEOs. It won't have any waste at all. It will have exactly 4 sizes with no waste, which I love. So I'm going to mark it at 3.5 inches on both sides, right here and right here. And I'm going to mark it at 2.5 inches. So I will have 4 2.5 by 3.5 inch sizes when I get done cutting this. And we will have 4 different ACEO sizes we can do. Sheets that we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Make sure I'm right on that line. And then I'm going to cut it here. And here. This is why I mark it on both sides, so I can cut it without having to measure it again. All right. So now we have 4 out of that one sheet of that meat and paper. We got 4 ACEOs out of that. So I'm going to take one of mine and I'm going to put the rest up in my little handy dandy drawer right here. And now we're going to tape it down and get ready for our tutorial this morning. There's a little bit of glue stuck on this. I want to get it off of here from the previous paper. There we go. Okay, we are going to tape this down now. I tape mine, this is just a stamp block. I'm going to tape it on there so that I can move it around when I need to, but it's also taped down and I have my borders. I'm going to do like a 1/4 inch border on it. I'm using washi tape. If you guys don't prefer to do washi tape, then use something else. You can use painter's tape. You can use artist tape. Whatever you are comfortable with. I like to use washi tape because it gives me good clean lines. Also, I can see through it, so I can kind of see and make sure that my borders are all the same all the way around. So I like that. But you can use whatever tape you want. Whatever tape you want to use is fine. Do a 1/4 inch border. And let's see, hang on one second. Okay. All right, we are taped off. Okay, so now I like to tape mine like this because now I have this border, but also I can move this in any direction that I need to. If I tape it down to my desk, I'm not able to move it around, and I don't like that because I need to be able to draw and move things around the way that I need to be able to do it. So that's why I do that. All right, who's ready to paint? Are we ready? Because I am, that's why I do that. All right, who's ready to paint? Are we ready? Because I am about, hang on one second, guys. I gotta put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Hang on one second, guys. I gotta put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Sorry, I forgot to do that and I was getting a call. Hi, Tina. How's it going? All right. This is our image for today that we are going to do. We're going to do this cute little snail. Now, we know it's not going to turn out like this. This is just an AI-generated image that I asked ChatGPT to make for me in my style of painting. And so it is going to be very different when we get finished. But we are going to use this for inspiration. So you guys can take your screenshots. If you are interested in painting with me today, you're going to want to have a screenshot of this. I'll show you again before we get started. But for those of you who are on here now and want to go ahead and take your screenshot, go ahead and do that now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I am going to go ahead and get started on the supplies that we're going to need today. All right, so the very first thing that we're going to need is some paper, which I just went over. We're going to be using the Meeden paper, which is right here. Okay, we're going to use the Meeden paper. I have already cut mine down to a 2.5 by 3.5 inch size. I use the 5x7 cold press 300 GSM paper, 100% cotton, cold press. That's what we're going to be using today. It comes in this 5x7 size. It comes in 3 different sizes, but I use the 5x7 size because you can cut 4 equal ACEOs out of one sheet. All right, so that's the paper we're going to be using. Second thing you're going to need is a good pencil to draw our image with. So the pencils that I use are this Nic Pro pencil set right here. And these are the mechanical pencil set. You get your 0.5, you get your 0.7, your 0.9, and 3 of your 2.0s. You get all of your lead thicknesses and hardnesses, which is great. You get erasers and you get pencil sharpeners. The reason I like using these mechanical pencils, guys, is because your tip will not dull. Now, you will have to push it out and make it longer, but it won't dull. All right. So the great thing about drawing with a mechanical pencil, and I'm going to show you guys because I think it's important for you guys to understand that when you draw, see, I drew this little guy and he has all of this little hair on around his mane, and it's all the same thickness because I used a mechanical pencil first to draw it, and then I traced over it with my multi-liners. Now, if I had used a regular pencil, the tip would have dulled as I drew, and it would have gotten thicker and the lines would have gotten thicker. So I wouldn't have consistent lines on my drawing. So that's the reason that I always say you should always use, or you should try to always use a mechanical pencil when you're doing your sketching if you can, because you get that consistent width in your tip. So if you're using a 0.5 tip, you're always going to get a 0.5 width. If you're using a 0.7 tip, you're always going to get a 0.7 width. So it's really nice to have size options, but also consistent lines. And so that's how you get consistent lines, is by using these mechanical pencil tips. All right, so that's the pencil set that we're going to use. I take this with me everywhere, guys. I snap this shut, I put it in my bag, and I take it everywhere with a little notepad. Not a notepad, a little sketch pad, because I never know when I'm going to find something I'm going to want to draw. So this is a really good set to have. Love this set. Okay, so we're going to use that. Okay, so you'll need a pencil. I'm using the 0.5 today with an HB lead. These pencils have a little viewfinder right here that you can mark with whatever kind of lead you have. So if I have a 2B lead in it, I would turn it to the 2B lead, so I don't have to remember what lead is in it. But currently I have the HB lead in here, so that's what that says right there. Okay, so I love that. We're going to use the 0.5 tip. We're also going to need some paint. The paints that we are going to be using this morning are going to be the Meeden 96 color set. Okay, it looks like this, and it has this detachable palette, mixing palette. It has 48 of your primary and secondary colors. They go from lightest to darkest, so you can mix really easy. You can pop these out, so as you need to use them, you just pop them out and bring them over to where you're working and use them, and then pop them back in. It does have 30 of your metallics for highlighting. It has 12 macaroon colors, and it has 6 neon colors. It also comes with a brush and a pencil, an eraser, and 2 art sponges, along with your palette that's detachable. I absolutely love the fact that these come out. It's very convenient to be able to pull these over and use them and then just put them back. And I love the fact that you can close it up and you can just take it with you wherever you go, because it's also, you know, easy to travel with. Now, it is heavy. If you guys have this palette, you know it is a heavy, heavy palette. So this is not the palette that I travel with, but occasionally I do take this with me. If I'm going on like a long motorhome trip for several weeks, then I will take this palette, because I love this palette and I can't go without it for more than a few days. So, but this is the paints that we're going to be using today. So if you are, but don't feel like you have to have my paints. You use whatever paints you're comfortable with using. That's what we will be using, okay? Okay, the other thing that we are going to be using today is going to be the Meeden brush set. So these brushes come in a set of 4 or a set of 5, depending on, I'm sorry, a 4 or a set of 9, depending on the set that you buy. I have the 4 brush set, and it is the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7 in size. I love this set. It's a good professional brush set, but it doesn't break the bank like a lot of professional brushes. You're not going to pay $40 a brush. You're going to pay less than 30 bucks for this entire set, which is really good. And they don't rust, so this metal around the ferrule is not going to rust. The ferrule stays really, really tight and secure, which is nice. They are designed in such a way that they reduce hand fatigue. This ergonomic design right here helps to reduce hand fatigue if you're painting for long hours at a time like I do. And it's got a short handle so you can control your strokes really easy. They are very, they're very water absorbent. They're synthetic squirrel hair and they absorb a ton of water. So when you use them, they are going to have lots of water in them, and they maintain their tips really easily. So even with these larger brushes, you can do small line work because the tips on these are really, really nice. I've had this brush set for well over a year, and the tips on them are still excellent. So if you're looking for a really good professional brush set, but you don't want to break the bank, then this set is a great set for you. Yes, synthetic squirrel hair, Bill. So if you guys are looking for a good brush set, then this is a good one to have. All right. Okay. So we're going to be using that today. The other brush set that we're going to use are going to be the, hang on, let me grab it. The golden maple detail brush set. Now these are designed for painting miniatures, but they work really good for details on your watercolor work. They come with this nice case to keep them all together. It's 20 different brushes. You get your flat brushes, you get your liner brushes, you get your round brushes, you get them in all lengths and sizes, and you even get a fan brush if you need that for whatever reason. So, which we can use these for like feathers and things like that. So this is a really good brush set, and it sells out very quickly. Right now, they have a few left in stock. They were almost sold out yesterday, so I'm surprised they're still in stock today. But they are there, so if you need a good detail brush set, this is a good one to have. Okay, this is the golden maple detail brush set. All right, so we'll be using that as well today. And let's see, the other things that we're going to use are our grabby multi-liners. So let me pull those up for you guys. But if you have microns, you can use those. Any kind of waterproof archival pen set will do. These are the grabby multi-liners right here. They come in all of these sizes and all of these colors. So these are the ones that I'll be using today. I'll be using the 005 and probably the 01. So those are the ones that we will be using. So they look like this. They come in a pack of 20. You get your colors and your blacks. And it's really nice to have a bunch of different sizes in these, especially the 003 size. I love the 003 because it does hair really well. So if I'm doing like these teeny tiny little hairs like I did on the dog yesterday, then you can use the 003 size, and it makes really good like whiskers and hair strands because it's teeny tiny. So I love the 003 size, and a lot of the sets don't have that size in them. So but again, you can use the, thank you, Nat's Art Attack. We did this one yesterday. This was our tutorial yesterday, was this little Dotson. He turned out super cute. The replay for this tutorial also, guys, will be up on my Tube of View channel if you're needing the replay for this. Okay, let's see. And then the last thing that we will be using is the colored pencils from Color. And they are, let me find them right here. They're product number 32. And I want to show you guys that as well. These are, they come with 8 different color families. So if you're looking for a really good color set, let me just open it up for you guys. And I had somebody the other day say that they thought that 240 was overkill for colors, and I'm going to tell you why it's not. But they come with color families. So you can just pick your shades based on your, like this is the neutral colors. They have pinks. They have your greens. Actually, this is the grays and blacks. So, I mean, they come in color families. So it's easy to choose your shading colors based on the color family that you need. So I love that. And let me just show you guys the difference, because I want you guys to understand that while the 72 color palette that I had, I loved it. The pens the pencils were great. The difference is when you have more to choose from, you end up with a different blend. So this was the page that I did where we have 3 separate greens that I had to choose from. I had like 6 or 7 greens to choose from. So I chose a light, a medium, and a dark. But here I had so many more options to choose from that I was able to blend a lot smoother, because this was out of the 240 set. Same thing here. I had 3 different oranges. I had the light, the medium, and the dark. Here I had 6 different oranges to choose from. So you can see the difference in what your coloring looks like based on how many colors you have to choose from, because the blend is different. Okay, you get to do much more of an ombre blend when you have more colors to choose from. So for instance, here I used 3 different greens, and here I used 6 different greens. So you can see how that blends so much more smoothly than these. You have these harsh lines when you do less. So when you have more to choose from, you have the ability to do, instead of a light, a medium, and a dark, I could do a light and then a light medium, and then a medium, and then a medium dark, and then a dark dark, and so it just blends smoother. So that's the reason that I chose to go ahead and upgrade my set to the 240 color set. However, if you have not blended with colors before and you still struggle with that, then having a smaller set will be fine. And somebody asked me about a pit bull yesterday, Nat's Art Attack, and I put it on my list. So we will probably try to do that at some point. I don't have one yet, but once I find a good little pit bull that I want to do, we are definitely going to do that. I just haven't done it yet. This was actually the first dog I've ever done. So, and I think he turned out super cute for being the first one. If you are looking for a set that is smaller because you don't need that many, this is the set that I started with. So this set right here, 4 years ago, is the set that I started with, and that's what I learned with, and that is what I've used for a lot of my art. So like that set, I used this on this little hippo here. So he was done with the 72 color set. This little guy right here was done with the 72 color set also. So you're not gonna, if you're used to blending color, then having more is better. If you are a beginner at blending colors, especially colored pencils, then having less will work for you, okay? It's not going to hurt to have more, but having less will work is what I'm saying. Eventually, you will want to upgrade. But like I said, I had my 72 color set for years before I upgraded to the 240 set, okay? So that is my spiel about colored pencils. All right, so let's move to drawing. I'm going to get you guys to the overhead position so that y'all can see better. So let me just get you situated and get, hang on one second. I've got to make sure my tripod is set up for y'all to have that overhead shot so that you guys can see and we will get you guys going. I'm going to move y'all over this way just a tad. All right, does that look good for everybody? That is what we are going to do for our drawings today. Good. Hey, Ma, Vicky, how's it going? All right. Let me just give my lens a little wipe down because it looks like there might be a little bit of a smudge on it. Okay, hopefully that's better. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to start our drawing of what we're going to do. So let me show you guys, let me give you guys the inspiration pick one more time so you guys can see it. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just looking for my thing right here. Okay. All right. Here is what we're going to be doing. Okay, so if you guys need to take a screenshot of this, now is the time to do that because we're about to start drawing it. So everybody who needs to take a screenshot before we get started, go ahead and screenshot it now. We're going to do this cute little snail. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's get going on this little guy. Jamie, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. How's it going today? Sorry, guys, I'm having to get my screen set up here beside me, so I want to make sure I have it situated correctly. All right, there we go. Okay, I want to make sure I can see what's going on as we do our stuff. Okay, so because this is a snail and it's wider than normal stuff that we paint, I'm going to go ahead and turn it sideways. And we're going to do it in the landscape mode. So, let me move that out of the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the base. We want to know where the ground is going to be. Okay, so go ahead and draw your ground line so you know where the base of your snail is going to be. And then once you've done that, we can start. So we're going to start up here. We're going to take the chest about 1/4 of the way over from the left. We're going to make the chest of the snail come up. Okay. That's going to give us our kind of guide to start. And then we're going to do the little base of the snail. Kind of make it a little wiggly because it's kind of smushy. You know, snails are kind of slimy. And then go all the way over to till there's about just maybe a 1/2 inch left on the paper. And that's going to be the ending of where your tail is going to end. And you're going to barely round the tail and bring it up diagonally. About 3/4 of an inch long. And that's going to be the body of our snail. Okay, are we good? All right, so let's go ahead now and, hang on, I'm gonna move this up. Oh, Bartar, I'm glad you made it. Yep. Okay, Jamie, I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you this morning? You're good? enjoying some coffee, some quiet music, and hanging out with you guys. So that's always a good morning. All right. So we have just done the chest, the base, and the little tail. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and shift over to the head because I don't want, well, actually, you know what? I think we're going to do it this way. I think what I want to do is I want to do the little skirt of this, of the shell. Okay. So we can go ahead and connect the head to that. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over from the top of the neck that we started. Okay. Right here, this little neck part, we're going to move over about a ½ inch, and we're going to start and we're going to draw the skirt. So we're just going to just like, however you want your skirt on your snail to look like. And we're going to go past the tail. Okay. With that skirt. And that gives us kind of the body. Okay. And then we're going to draw the head. And the head is going to be an oval. So we're going to start here. We're not going to complete the oval. We're going to just draw an oval like this. I want him to be bigger though. Erase that. This oval needs to be fatter. Okay, so I'm going to go up a little higher. And I'm going to draw my oval like that. Okay, so we have our oval. Okay. And then we're going to have the eyes. So the eyes are going to be like an M. Okay. So we're going to go up and down like that. Okay. I'm going to fix this right here. I don't like that. Mark. Quite symmetrical. There we go, like that. Okay, and you can erase the oval parts you don't need now that you have the eyes on there. So you've got this nice wide little M-shaped oval. Okay, everybody got that? I've yet to get my coffee. Well, get your coffee. You're going to need it. Sorry, I'm catching up on comments. All right. Are we good so far? Everybody there? Okay. So now, oh, my little skirt got erased by accident. Okay. So now it's time to add the eyes. Okay. So we're going to do, now over on this side, the eye is going to kind of come off of the face. Okay. So go ahead and erase that line. We are going to do a big circle right here. Okay, that's the first eye. And then over here, we're going to do it inside that face. Okay. So they're kind of far apart. It looks kind of like it's turning its head to the left a little bit. Okay. I do want this to be less round and a little bit more oval though. So I'm going to fix that. It needs to be round, but not quite as round as I had it. Okay. All right. So we have the head. Now we're going to do the snail part. Okay. So we're going to start about midway at this eyeball right here. Okay. And we are going to, hang on. Okay. And we're going to make a big circle all the way around to finish right here at this second little, you know, right where the tail connects to the skirt. Okay, just past that. All right, so go ahead and do a big, like, tall circle. That comes in and stops right there. Okay. Now you can bring it around to complete your skirt like that. Okay, so now we have our little skirt right here, and we have our snail shape. Okay, the only difference is now we're gonna start at this second little notch of our skirt, and we're gonna do our little curly Q. So we're gonna bring it in like this. Okay, so that's gonna be the back of our snail. Okay, let's go ahead and do our mouth. We're gonna do our glasses. They're gonna come around the eyes. Okay, add our little center connector right here. And then right here, add your little square that makes it look like it's wrapping around the face. And right here, same thing, square. So the glasses are on there. Actually, I think my glasses need to be bigger. Let me fix that. Sorry, guys. If you mess up the glasses, you're going to be erasing a lot of stuff. Just FYI. We probably should have done the glasses first. All right. Let me make the glasses bigger. I'm going to go with big hearts. Like that. And big heart. Like that. There we go. There's my eyes. And my face. All right, there we go. All right, so the glasses are done, and now we're going to do the little antennas. Now, I don't have room to do my antennas up straight, so I'm going to bring my antennas. They're going to go like this. They're going to kind of fall over like that. And I'm going to do another one right here. And it's going to fall over like this. Okay, so he's going to have wonky antennas, but that's okay. All right. Okay, so there's our sketch. All right, now I understand that that can look a little bit crazy. And it's okay because we don't have to, we're going to be adding color and detail later. So don't feel like it has to look like exactly the way you want it right now, okay? Things can change as we move through here. Little sister, thank you for that purchase. You are going to love that pencil set. I'm telling you, it is one of the best. Well, it was my favorite Christmas gift this year. I got it from my husband for Christmas, and I'm telling you, I have not put it down since I got it. I love it. And I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I do. So I'm really surprised. Okay, so we are going to, all right, so we've got our base drawing done. So let's go ahead now and shift. First of all, check it out. Make sure it's how you want it. I'm going to go ahead and add in some of my flowers, just so I have them and I'm not, so I know what I've got going on down here. I'm going to go ahead and have one come up here. Okay. All right, so there's my flowers. All right, so we have our drawing done. Any questions on that so far? Okay, if you guys have questions, now is the time. Ask away if you have any questions about the drawing or anything like that. Just understand that it doesn't need to be perfect right now, okay, guys? It just needs to be an outline of what we want on our drawing. I'm going to take my kneaded eraser and I'm going to go over this and lighten up all of these lines so that they're not going to be as noticeable as we paint. But they're still there. No worries. I can still see them. Okay. All right. Any questions on any of that so far? Do you recommend a specific eraser? The kneaded eraser that I have, Carrie sent me and I love it. But also this Nick Pro pencil set has a kneaded eraser that comes in it right here. So if you have this pencil set, you can get this kneaded eraser. You can get them on the Zon pretty much in bulk. So I don't have a specific brand. If anybody has a specific brand that you guys like, please pop it in the comments. I don't particularly have a brand of kneaded erasers that I like. They all are roughly the same in my opinion. So, but I'm not a classically trained artist. I'm just a self-taught artist. So if anybody has any, then pop them in the comments. But I think you can get them in bulk on the Zon. Hope that answers your question. Sorry. But the pencil set does come with the kneaded eraser if you need one. And if you are getting that pencil set or if you own that pencil set, then you should have one. All right, let's go ahead and get going. We are going to switch over now to, these are the two things that we're using. We are going to use the Meeden brushes to start. And we are going to use the Meeden watercolor set. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick out my colors. No worries, DePeaches. Always ask. Absolutely. You never have to say sorry for asking questions in my live, because let me tell you, the reason that I'm here teaching this is because I watched and learned from other people. So, and I ask lots of questions to learn. So that's how we learn. And I'm grateful when you guys ask questions and want to learn, because that's why I'm here, to show you guys and teach you guys. All right. So I'm going to pull out my mixing palette and put it over here to the side so I can have it. We're going to use, I just want to make sure you guys are still in screen. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take our I don't know if I want to do, I think I'm going to do her body first. So we're going to take I'm going to take this section of the palette and I'm going to use this yellow, and I'm going to use this like skin tone color right here. Let me pull out hang on, I'm going to pull out my swatch card so I can tell you guys what color I'm using. I'm not sure where my swatch cards are though. I just had them yesterday. over there. Okay, so we're going to use the bisque. Okay, we're going to use this bisque color, and we are going to be using the yellow ochre color. That's what we're going to use to make our mixture of paint for our snail's body. Okay, so I have this bisque color and the ochre already started in a mix here from the other day when we were doing something else. I don't remember what it was, but so I'm going to go ahead and mix in that area. But you can make your own mixture of whatever color you want your snail body to be. It doesn't have to be the same as mine. Remember, this is your art, so it doesn't really matter if you... Hey, Kaylin, how's it going? Welcome in. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow ochre, and I'm going to put it in with that bisque. And I'm going to take my bisque, and I'm going to mix it in. We want it to be more of the bisque color than the yellow ochre, but we do want a little bit of that yellowish tone. Okay. All right. So that's the color that I'm going to use for the body. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to go around the eyes. Okay. And because we want the eyes to stay white as much as possible. I mean, we can always go over it with the gel pen like we did yesterday if we mess it up, so that's not a big deal, but just so you know, try to keep them white if you can. Don't worry about your glasses because we can go over that with red, and that's going to cover, so not a big deal. All right, so we're going to go and get our face done. And you guys, I forgot to do our background, so we'll do that in just a second. We'll go ahead and do that. Just give me just a second to get this face finished. All right, so we're gonna get the face done, and we're gonna want some shadows on this face. Now, in order to do that, we're gonna need to go ahead and grab a little bit of that yellow, okay, this part. We're just gonna kind of add in a few little shadows of the darker color across the top where we want those shadows to be. And that doesn't look quite dark enough, so I think I'm going to use this ochre color. Instead of the yellow color, I'm going to use the ochre, the regular ochre color. So just whatever light brown you kind of want to put in there. Okay, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of shadow there and a little bit of shadow right across the side here. If it's too dry, go ahead and add some water to it so that it'll spread, because we don't want it to be overpowering. We want it to blend. Okay. So we have a little bit of a shadow, not much, on his little face, okay, or her little face. Okay, now while her face is wet, let's go ahead and give her the cheeks that she needs. Okay, so dip into whatever pink you want to use for your cheeks and just kind of touch it where you want the cheeks to be, and don't overpower. If it's too much, go ahead and dry your brush and just pick up some of that pink so that it's not too dark, because you want those cheeks to be subtle. Okay, and let's dry that. Hey Rhonda, hey Life of Christ, how's it going? We are doing a snail today, Rhonda. I'll show you in just a second. All right, so here, let me pop y'all off of here. We are doing this little snail. How sweet and cute is that? That's what we're working on. Love, love, love. All right, so But we forgot to do our background, so we're going to do that now since I remembered before it was too late. So we're going to get some clear water, guys. If it sounds like it's starting to rain. So if it gets too loud, y'all let me know and I'll put on my noise canceling mic. I don't have it on right now. So, let me get this on here also, so I don't have to worry about this dying. Okay. So I'm taking clear water and I'm just going to go right over the top of my drawing. Don't go over the part we've already painted because that will smear. But just go over all of the parts that are behind the snail. So anything that's going to show like the sky or anything like that, go over that. So basically around all the edges and all that. And I'm going to do a blue today. So I'm just going to reach over here and get this light blue. And I'm going to go over that. Just remember, it doesn't have to be dark. You're just giving yourself a border is all you're doing. So don't overdo it. Then dry your brush and go ahead and pick up whatever parts that you feel like you need to pick up. And then let's dry it. Okay, so we're going to have a slight blue tint to our background, but not enough to really notice that much. Just enough, okay? You know what? There needs to be some right there too. I missed that part. All right. Katie's so crafty. Katie, I actually put a prompt into ChatGPT and I have uploaded my drawings, my own personal style of drawings to ChatGPT. And so I add a prompt and say, please create me a whimsical snail with lots of personality for a inspiration photo to paint. And so it actually creates an image for me. And then I use that image to paint from. And it never turns out like the image, obviously, but it gives me like something to use to see and look at. So like this was today's, and the prompt that I used was the prompt that I just told you about. And this is today's painting. That's what we're working on. And so it's not someone else's work. It's just basically a prompt for ChatGPT. But it's also based on my art style because I've uploaded my art to ChatGPT ahead of time. So it already knows my style. So I hope that helps. Okay. So now that we have our background, we can go back to the body. So switch brushes again. I'm going to put my big brush away and pull out my brush number 1 again. And we're going to do the body of the snail now. Okay, so we're going to use that same mixture that we made earlier. Okay, this same bisque yellow ochre mixture. And we're going to do the body of the snail. Okay, so go ahead and follow your lines and get that snail body. Remember, you have a skirt here. You have a skirt on your shell. So follow the lines of your skirt. Okay. And now I'm going to add in a little bit of this ochre shadowing underneath the neck right here. And right across the belly. We're going to need some shadowing underneath the belly right here. Not a ton, but just enough to give it kind of the shadow against the ground there. And we're also going to have a shadow under the skirt So make sure you have those shadows along your skirt. Okay. If it's a little overpowering like that was, go ahead and add water to it. Dry your brush and then spread that out so that that shadow is less overpowering. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and blend this up into my head so that it looks more natural. Okay. All right. How's everybody doing? Y'all let me know. Give me some feedback. We good? I use the Meeden cold press. It is the 300 GSM cold pressed paper. It looks like this. Hang on. It looks like this. It's the cold press 5x7, and it is product number 6 in my shopping bag. And it cuts, I use the 5x7 size because it cuts into 4 equal ACEO sizes. So you can cut those ACEO sizes really easy, and you don't have any waste when you do it. Like it's equally, it has 4 equal ACEO sizes with no waste. So I really like that. Okay, so we've got our body done. So let's go ahead and dry our body. I don't know about that, Katie. I'm not a professional artist. I am just someone who comes on here and does art tutorials for fun, and I'm self-taught. This was our tutorial for yesterday. We do all kinds of little just fun, whimsical little creatures. And so I couldn't tell you, I haven't experimented with a ton of different papers. So that's kind of where I sit. So I don't have a lot of experience with a bunch of different mediums. I find something that I really, really like and I kind of stick with it. So, so I couldn't tell you, I've never tried that kind of paper before. But if anybody else has, and has tried this one as well, please jump in the comments and let her know the answer to that question. Okay. Let's go ahead now and let's pull out our golden maple detail brush set. I'm going to pin that below so you guys know the one I'm using. We're going to use our 18 again because that one is really good for this type of detail. And we're going to do the skirt of the shell. Okay. So go ahead and get you a small detail brush, whatever detail brush you prefer. I'm going to use a gray to do the skirt. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do clear water first. So I'm going to go along and I'm going to put water in my, you know what? I'm going to use my Meeden number 1 for that, just because it'll be faster. But I'm going to put clear water in here in my skirt. And then I'm going to take my detail brush and I'm going to go right along the base of my shell. And then I'm going to rinse my brush and I'm just going to drag that color down. So this isn't going to be super, super gray. It's just going to be enough to give it a color. Like it's like a lacy skirt. You can do your skirt any color you want. It doesn't have to be gray like mine. I just wanted mine to be more like a, You know how eyelet's kind of a grayish white color, like an eyelet skirt. So that's why I went with gray. Do the brushes shed? Which brushes? The Meeden brushes? Well, none of my brushes shed. The Meeden or the Golden Maple, neither one of these shed. These are both really, really, really nice sets. Like, I absolutely love both of these sets. So, and those, the Meeden brush set is, I think, product number 3, maybe. No, it's product number 4. So, it's right under the Golden Maple set in the shopping cart. And these Meeden brushes are, I've had these for over a year, and they still have their tips really nice. They're still really tight around the ferrule. They, don't rust and they don't shed. So, yeah. And then these I've had for probably 6 months maybe, and I haven't had any problems with them shedding either. So, okay, so we have our skirt now. So let's go ahead and get our shell done next. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and switch over to my Meeden brush set, and I'm going to do the Meeden number 1, and I'm going to get some water. And I'm going to put that water all in the shell. Okay, so we're going to do a wet on wet technique with this because we want to do some blending. Okay, so just get the shell wet with clear water. And this is why I tape my paper to a block, because I like to turn my paper to where my hand is at an angle that I can work with. So if I tape it to my desk, I can't do that. But this allows me to move my paper around and get it at the angle that I want it to be at for whatever I'm doing. Okay, so it's nice and wet. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take whatever color you want your your shell to be. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna use this black tea and red to do mine, maybe a little bit of pink. But this black tea color right here is one of my favorites in this palette. I really like this color. So I'm going to use it to start. And the darkest area that I want is going to be right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and make that area the darkest. And then I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to add in a little of this red or pink, reddish pink, and kind of blend it out from there. I want this top part to kind of stay like lighter. So I'm going to bring this down along the edge of the little worm head and along the base. I'm going to dip into that black tea again and go right along the base and up. Get the red or pinkish and mix it in. So I'm kind of blending these two colors together. Okay, and I'm going to stop that darkness about right there. But we want this round shape around like this to be darker. So just know that we're going to add that in first and have it go around, and then do the same thing with the pink or the red, whatever color you want to call that. Make that a little dark. And then I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to just spread that around. So it's going to give me kind of a guide. Now remember, this is going to look strange until we get our all of our shading and details done. So don't, like if it looks odd right now, don't worry about that, okay? Because we're gonna fix that with our detail work. So we wanna keep this part kind of light, so I'm not gonna put too much at the top there, okay? Now that I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and dry it. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Make them bloom. Wow. Did y'all read that comment about attaching it to your old Cricut mats? That's a really good idea. Okay. Yeah, I have a ton of those too. See, golden maple, because I bought the long tip fat base ones and they had shed so bad. Oh, okay. Well, see, I don't have that set, so I don't know about that. But these smaller detail brushes, I haven't had any problem with them shedding. So, but larger brushes, I'm not sure about. I use the medium brushes for that because they're amazing, and I can't say enough good things about the medium brushes. Okay, let's see. Oh, Ma Vicky, thank you so much for that comment. Kelly, thank you so much. You guys are sweet. I appreciate you guys saying that. Katie, thank you. I mean, I'm an artist at heart, if that counts, so. Okay, so now that we have kind of our layout of that, I want to go back in now with this black tea, and I want to kind of give this rounded, area a little bit more shading, okay? Because we want to make sure that we have that shadow of the shell kind of going. And what's going to happen, I'm using the black tea color, by the way. What's going to happen is we're going to kind of layer this. And hang on, I got to get my... And don't worry if it looks harsh right now, because that's going to change as we go. So you can add water to kind of spread it some, but you don't want to worry too much about harsh lines, because it's gonna, as we layer it, that's gonna change. You know, we're gonna have some harsh lines in there, and then once we put our colored pencils in, it's gonna even be better. Okay, so just know that. All right, it is definitely starting to rain now, so I'm gonna hook up my I think I'm gonna have to hook up my microphone that has the noise canceling, so y'all let me know if it gets too loud and I'll do that. All right, so we have that. It's gonna kind of look crazy. That's okay. Just remember, this is all about the process and layers. Okay, so. All I'm doing is just adding color where I feel like it needs it, and taking color away by drying my brush and lifting and all the things. So don't, you know, just play with it until you get it where you want it. Okay, so I'm gonna dry that layer now, and you can see once it dries, you're gonna be able to see what I'm talking about. We're kind of layering that that little swirly cue that's in the shell. All right, so we're just layering that on a little at a time. So now we're gonna go back and we're gonna do that again. This time I'm gonna go in with that reddish, pinkish color. So I want it to be very watered down. And again, I'm gonna kind of go around. Okay. And I just pick up, if there's too much water, I'll pick it up. Again, you don't want it to be too much, but you definitely, oh, I have a piece of hair on my brush. You definitely want it to be darker than the other layer, just not too much. Just kind of follow it. Okay, and then dry it. Me too, Make and Bloom. I've been missing you. I'm telling you guys, I've been missing all of y'all because I was kind of out of whack the last week. So with everything that was going on with the snow, we didn't have snow, but with the ice storm here in Texas, it's been crazy. So, oh, Make and Bloom, you have a good day too. Since I'm late to the party, can you show inspo pic for me? Yes, I can, Laurel. There it is. Go ahead and just take your screenshot of that. I'll have this uploaded hopefully maybe by tomorrow. The dog that we did yesterday is uploading as we speak. So this was yesterday's tutorial, and he's uploading right now. So once he's done, then I'll upload the snail today to my channel. Okay. All right, so we've got his little curly cues done. So that looks pretty good. Now you can kind of see how that's starting to curl and shadow. Now we're going to even make that better when we start doing the colored pencils, okay? But for now, I just wanted you to be able to kind of have that shape and see the swirl with the shadowing, okay? So that's where we're at. All right. Let's go ahead now and bring in our glasses. Let's do our glasses next. Now we're going to have to do that with a round detail brush. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my, let me see which one I want to use. I think I'm going to use this 0 right here, this round 0. For that. Okay, and we're going to use a dark red. Okay, the glasses need to be darker than the shell. All right, so I'm going to wet it, and I'm going to use this, let me see what I want to use. Let me put this back in so I don't lose it. I don't want to get my stuff all messed up. All right, I think I'm going to use, what dark red do I want to use? I think I'm going to use this black tea, but I'm going to mix it with, yeah, I'm going to use this black tea, but I'm going to mix it with a little bit of this dark burnt umber. Ooh, that's too dark. I don't want to do that. Let me see. Let me try. There we go. So just use a little bit of the burnt umber. I've used a little bit too much, so. But now we've got that same color we used on the shell, but it's darker, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make our glasses. Okay, and we want them to be sort of thick. So I'm going to go on the inside with a little bit more color so they're thicker. Okay, like that. And we're going to do the same thing here. We want them to be thick, so we're going to add that thickness to them. Okay, let's go ahead and, how to get my notifications to work, it's frustrating. I understand that. Ma Vicky, I'm in East Texas. Laurel, I think I sent you a notification, but I might be wrong on that. I'll try to remember when I'm going through. I just go through and I send to everybody that I, can remember. And I'll try to, I thought I sent you one, but I might not have. So, all right, let's go ahead and put our little square rectangle thing on the sides that make it look like we've got our rims on us. Okay. And our center of the glasses there. Okay, so we got that. Now, we are going to need to do the same thing with the antennas. We're going to have to use our normal color for the tips of the antennas, for the, like this part, the body color, okay? So whatever color we made the body is what we want to do for the antennas, which is this mixture that we made right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our antennas. And you may want to darken, I'm going to darken mine up just a little bit. I want mine to be a little bit darker, so I'm using that ochre color. So I'm going to do the color, the body color first. And then I'm going to grab that ochre color and go from the top down and let it fade into that body color. Like that. Okay. And then we will do our hearts, which are going to be that black tea color, but watered down. They're not going to be too dark. We don't want them as dark as the glasses. We just want it to be we want it to have harmony, but not be too dark. Okay. That was kind of a weird shape heart. Let me fix that. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have the antennas. And then we will do now that same reddish color on the hearts for the flowers. All right, let's see. I have a nephew who lives in Fort Worth. Oh yeah, I'm about 4 hours from Fort Worth. I fought for mine. I was trying to watercolor a snail a few days ago. A pepper plant. That cracks me up. You're so funny. Well, we've made this one simple. This is going to be a simple snail. So no worries there. You're not going to have to fight for your life here. This is simple, easy peasy. We go step by step here. All right, there we go. All right, so we have our little flowers. Now we are going to dip into a green. I'm going to use the olive green, and I'm going to do my little stems. Okay, pick up a little bit of that color right there. Okay, then we're going to move over here and do the same thing. That's why I like these detail brushes. See how easy it is to do these little teeny tiny areas, because these detail brushes are designed for like miniature painting, for like toy, dollhouse furniture and things like that. So that is why I love these brushes, because they work really well on small stuff. Stacy Lee, welcome in. Oh, hang on. I don't have it pulled up right now. Let me grab it. There is our picture right there. Hopefully that helps. Thank you, a pepper plant. Shell, thanks for the follow. I'm going to follow you back. I feel that, Stacy Lee. I hate waiting on hold. All right, so that's what we're doing. All right, let me get us back set up again. All right, let's do the eyes. That's what's going to bring out the whole personality is the eyes. So let's go ahead and get that done. So I'm going to pull out my my 01 micron, or not micron, but multi-liner, which is right. Let me find them. Right here. These are the Grabby multi-liners. They're waterproof. Water's not going to hurt these. They're not going to smear. And we're going to go ahead and get the eyes started on him. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the outline of the eye first. So we're going to go around like this. And then we are going to do the inside of the eye like this. Okay, same thing over here. We're going to go around. And then we are going to do the inside of the eye like this. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I don't know if I want to do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just color this whole thing in. Okay, so the whole thing, make his entire pupil black, or her. And then take your white marker. Okay, and we are going to do our highlights. Okay, we're going to do a highlight Hang on, I gotta find a piece of paper. We're gonna do a highlight at the top that's bigger. And one at the bottom that's smaller. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Big, small, okay? It's gonna be the highlights of the eyes, okay? Then we're gonna have to take our very teeny tiny 003, and we're gonna go around the outside. And make the outside of the eyes with the little lines. And you can make those any color you want. They can be blue, they can be brown, they can be any color you like, okay? I, however, am gonna leave them just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to my 01 and I'm gonna do the mouth. Okay, and we're gonna do the eyelashes. Okay, and let's see. Go ahead and switch to your 005, and let's start adding some detail in, and then we will get our colored pencils out. Okay, so in order to get this little guy coming to life, we're gonna have to start giving him some, or her, some personality. So let's give it a little bit of, not too much fuzz, because snails aren't really fuzzy, but we do want it to be, have a sketchy feel to it, like sketched out. So you're gonna loosely outline. Okay. And then if you want to, you can put some little, you know, shadows in where you feel like there needs to be shadowing. Like I feel like right through here and here. Maybe even along the bridge of the nose right here, since there's not really a nose. And then let's go ahead and outline the glasses. I'm using the 005 size in these multi-liners. Okay, now he's starting to come to life. Let's see. Next pens I have to get is 100 gel. I love my 100 gel pens for sure. They are definitely my favorite set for sure. Okay, let's do the antennas. Again, this is going to be a loose sketch through here for these. And And then we're going to want to do a little bit of detail in the antennas with like just some little dashes. Just to kind of give it a little bit of character. Same thing with the heart. You're going to go around the little heart, and then you can give the hearts a little bit of detail. And right where it connects, go ahead and give it some shadowing. Okay. All right. Now, along the chin right here, I'm going to bring a little bit of a shadow in there. And right here as well. Just kind of give it a little bit of a curvature there. Okay. Now let's go down the body. Okay. And remember, I told you guys, it's okay that it looked like a hot mess because we're going to put these details in. Now you're going to start seeing this come together. Okay. So as we come under here, we want a little bit of shadowing right here in the corner. And a little bit right here in the chest area. And we want to have a little bit along the base. You follow the contour of the shape to add these little details. Don't get don't get over excited about them. Like, don't do too much, but here in this corner right here, we want a little bit. Again, follow the contour of the body. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do this little skirt because we want to put some pleats in the skirt and make it look more like a skirt. Okay, so what you're going to do is where the pleats would normally go, like where the bends are, that's where you're going to put your shadowing, okay? So you're going to go kind of like, it's going to go kind of like up and down, and then put some little shadows in those little pleated areas. Very lightly. And then we will shadow that in more with our colored pencils to make that blend a little bit better in these pleated areas. We just want to give it enough that it looks like a skirt. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to do the shell. Now the shell part is where it's going to kind of get tricky. So we're going to do the outline first. And just kind of follow the contour of that. But now we're going to have to come in on the inside, okay? So we're going to have to kind of work our way up, and we're doing it very lightly. into the center. Now, when we bring in our colored pencils, this is really going to come to life and be much, much better. But for now, we want to just give it some definition. Not too much. We're going very light. Okay. All right. Now, let's go ahead and give it just some texture. Now, this is what's going to give it that rounded shape when we start putting our colored pencils in, is having this texture coming off of here the way that we want it to, the direction we want it to go. So again, we're following the contour of that shape. So as it's going in a circle, we're going in that direction. Okay. So now we have that kind of the shape. So we can start to see how now it looks like it's sitting on top. Like it comes out and moves up towards us a little bit more. Okay. And that's what we want. Let's go ahead and do our flowers. Okay. And our ground, which we will do with colored pencils in a minute. Okay. All right. So we have our details done there. So let's see. Pin the pencil sharpener. Yes, I can pin the pencil sharpener. It is right. Hang on, let me find it. Where are you? Hang on. One second. It is right here. I forgot to stick it in there. That's why it's not there. I'm sure you were looking for it, wondering where it was. Here it is, right there. Let's see. Sorry, Jody, I just now saw your comment. Laurie, you're in East Texas? Yeah, it sounds like we are close. That's very cool. I love the Woodlands. I go there shopping. I'm down from the Woodlands. We are north, east of the Woodlands. Down, you know, the other direction towards, or closer towards, you know, we're out on the lake, out by Lake Livingston, you know, near there, that area. Oh, west in Montgomery. Okay, yeah, cool. Small world, small world. Thank you for the follow. Yours was supposed to be simple too. I'm sorry, I'm catching up, guys. Yes, it is beautiful here. We love it. Okay. All right, so now we have all of our detail work done, and it is time, guys. Now, here's what I'm going to say about this, okay? If I were to just leave this like it was, do some splatter, and walk away, it would still be a beautiful painting, right? Like, I'm telling you guys right now, it's beautiful just the way it is. But we are going to make it even better by getting these colored pencils and giving it some really good depth and dimension, all right? So that is where we're going to go next. All right, so I want you guys to grab your colored pencil sets, whichever ones that you choose to use. I will be using this one right here, which is the Color 240 set. Now, I understand you may not need 240 pencils, and that is okay. Do not feel like you have to have that set. Just grab whatever colored pencils that you want, and that is what we are going to use, okay? So I'm going to pull out the reds first because this is the red family in this set. And I want to, hang on. Okay, I want to pull out a light color, which is going to be more of, let's see, I want, I think I'm going to use this right here, this orange red. And then I'm going to move up the chain to no, I don't want to do that. Hang on, guys. I want to, I'm going to look and see if I can find a little bit better, lighter red than that one in one of the other neutral palette families. Just 1 second. I ordered some more Meeden drawers to put these in, so I don't have to pull them out of the case every time I need something light, or I need to look at a different color family that's on the bottom or any of that, but they haven't come in yet, so, but once I do, that's going to make it better. I think I want, let me see. Yeah, I think I'm going to need, see, here I am with 240 colors, and I'm still going, I don't have the red that I need. I'm going to do, 1 second. This is why I need a big set of pencils, because I need to have exactly the right color, and I don't always get that. Okay, I think I'm going to use this. Now, this is going to look odd, y'all. Y'all are going to think this is strange, but I'm going to use it. It's going to be more of an orangey. This is orange sienna, so it's not really red, but I need a light red family. Do not drop them. Oh, girl, I know. I can't imagine. That would be such a nightmare. Can't believe that you did that. Did you get them all organized again? Oh, hang on, Jody. I'll pin it for you again. It's product number 1 in my showcase, but hang on 1 second. I'll pin it for you again. Here you go. Took 6 hours, but yes. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Yep, Lori, for sure. I like to embellish too. That's what we're about to do. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my light color. Okay, and then I'm going to move down the chain. So then I'm going to get the one that I initially pulled, I think, which was this one here. No, that does not go. Hang on. I'm going to go with, let me see what I want. I need this. This is going to be my next, I think. This is going to be my darkest one. All right, so I think that this is what I'm going to use right here. I think that's how I'm going to go. I might want an in-between though, so let me just check with that. Let me see what that looks like. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, I'll show you the colors I got. Just a second. Let me put these away. so that I don't accidentally drop them like Feral Mom did. Because we don't want to mess that up. And I'm going to pull this as well. All right, so these are the colors that I've pulled, okay? Now, this is for the shell, all right? I have pulled, let me pull y'all over here so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, so I have pulled the, nope, that's not going to work. Sorry, I know I keep changing y'all's view, but I want y'all to have a good view. All right, so I have pulled the, this is the metallic flesh. I have pulled the orange sienna. Oh. And I have pulled the, come on, stay up here. This, let's see, cochineal red, cadmium red, and the dark brownish red. Okay, those are the those are 5 colors that I pulled for shading. All right. Let's see. So that's my question. How do you know what shades to pull for shading? I get you don't want colors right next to each other, but why not 3 from the starting point instead of 4? Do you take on work as an illustrator for others? Okay, Angel, I'll address your question. Well, first, I do not do that currently. I don't take commissions because I am not that great of an artist, and that would make me incredibly nervous. So I don't. But thank you for asking that. It does make me feel like at least I'm not a horrible artist. But I also I feel like that would be like so much pressure. Jody, thank you for the purchase of the pencil sharpener. I thought I pinned it for you. I guess I messed up and didn't pin the right one. Sorry. Oh, thank you, IB6841. That's very sweet. Yes, the pencils, I will post those right now because that's what we're using. So let me get those posted. These are the Color set right here. Okay. And they have 240 colors in the set. And here, Angel, I'm going to answer that question right now. Okay, so here is why I like to have so many options and pull several different ones. Okay, so in this right here, and I posted this is actually on a video on my page, on my TikTok page, if you want to see how I did this. But this is 3 different greens. This is a light, a medium, and a dark. This is 6 different greens. This is a light, and then a light medium, and then a medium, and then a medium dark, and then a dark medium, another dark medium or medium dark, but it's just slightly darker, and then a dark. So if you see the difference, you can see where the light and the medium and the dark separate. But here you get a much more ombre blend. You don't see those sharp lines as bad, and that's because I have more colors in the mix. You're getting stalkerish. I think somebody asked me to post a blending one, so I posted one. I don't remember. It might have been you. But I did post it the other day just so that you guys would have access to it. But it's this actual card. I just actually did this. So, but that's why I do several different, that's why I want to have like a whole row of colors to choose from, so that they can blend slowly and not be so, you don't want to have you don't have harsh lines. You want it to blend like a, you know, very smoothly and have that ombre effect. Okay, so like I showed you guys in my book, you have, this is 3 greens and this is 6 greens. So you can see the difference in the blends based on, so if you have a set that doesn't have a whole lot of options in one color family, then you get less of a smooth blend than if you have a set that has a ton of options in one color family. Okay, why choose red color E instead of red color F? Because they're so close together. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. That's me when coloring something simple. Chooses 13 shades of green for one leaf. Yep, I know, Laurel. I get it. I get it. Okay, so I do it based on the hue of color that I use. So what I like to do is I like to make sure that the hues match the hue of the color that I used. So like I wouldn't want to use this. Let me see. Let me pull one so I can show you. I wouldn't want to use this reddish ochre color because it's not the same hue. You see, it clashes. So instead, I chose this, which is a hue that doesn't clash with the color that I used. So hopefully that makes sense. That's kind of how I choose my colors. Now, I do it based on, I eyeball it. Like I look at it and I go, I'm sure there's some technical color theory way that you can choose your colors, but I don't know what that is. I just look at it and go, okay, these colors match it. And even this one's a little iffy. It's closer to this hue, but because it's up next to this one, it softens it. So I think it's going to make it, I think it'll be fine. So that's how I do that. I don't know if that made sense or not. I hope it made sense. Did it make sense? Okay, good. Okay, so what we're going to do, okay, is we're going to start. You are more than welcome, Charlene. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with, I've got to decide though if I want to use which one of these I want to use in this light color, so that I don't want to use both. And I really like this color, but it's metallic, so I don't know how that metallic is going to look. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go with this one first, okay? And I'm going to start on the inside and I'm going to work my way out. And I'm doing a very light touch with this, okay, guys? So I'm just coloring around the curly Q, all right? Until I get out to the bottom here, okay? And then I'm gonna color up, and then I'm gonna go over here and do the same thing right here. And darken this up a little bit, okay? So I'm leaving the area at the top that's light. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. I'm just doing this, and this is a light touch. I'm not doing anything heavy, okay? Now I'm gonna take the next red and I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm not gonna go all the way out, okay? I'm going to go ahead and it's a light touch, and I'm gonna come around, but I'm not gonna go as far out as I did with the light color, okay? Still a light touch. Okay, and again right here, I'm not going to go as far out. Okay, like that. Now I'm going to take this darkest color. I'm skipping this because I don't think I need it. So I'm going to go with this darkest color and a light touch. And I'm not going to go even out as far with that as I did with the second color. Again, it's a light touch. And here too. I'm not going to go out as far. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to start over. Okay, and these are the 3 that I ended up using, so I'm going to move these out of the way so I don't get confused. Okay, so those are the 3 I ended up using. I need to go ahead and sharpen my dark one. So if you guys were wondering about that pencil sharpener and why she was asking about it, I'm going to show you. What size card are you using? 2.5 by 3.5, the ACEO size. Watch this, guys. Ta-da! And it sharpens it, and it doesn't eat my pencil up. It just sharpens it till it's sharp, and then it lets go and spits it out. And I don't have to worry about like it breaking because I'm not holding it straight. Like you push it down in there and it does the work for you. And so you don't waste your pencils, which is great because these are expensive. So you don't want to waste that. So that's the pencil sharpener that I use that she was asking about earlier. So just so y'all know, I love it. It's amazing. You should all get one. Also, if you like homeschool or if you're a teacher or something, the kids love it. All right. Let's see. I can't wait to do. I get it, Angel. It is in my shop. Yes. It's actually product number 1 right now, but it's in the shopping cart, but it's also in my showcase as well. It's the AFMAT. So it's AFMAT. It's this one right here. So that is the pencil sharpener that I use, and I absolutely love it. It's really good to keep from wasting and breaking your leads in your colored pencils, and from wasting your pencils, like having to sharpen them more than once and all of that. So, and it won't eat them up like a lot of electric pencil sharpeners will do. It sharpens it and spits it right back out as soon as it's sharp. So you're not wasting your stuff. Or so you're not wasting your, your pencils. So, okay, here's the colored pencils we're using. We'll go back to those. All right, so I'm going to go again. I'm going to go back in again with this light color, and we're going to go with a medium pressure this time. Okay, so I'm going to go over the whole thing again with medium pressure. And follow it around just like we did at the beginning. So over the whole thing with medium pressure. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take my middle color and medium pressure. I'm not going to go out as far as I did with the lighter color. But again, I'm doing medium pressure. So you can see how this is starting to kind of make this shell look more rounded, which is what we're going for. Okay, now we're going to take our dark, and I sharpened it because I need a very small area to work with. Medium pressure. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go back and we're going to do that one more time. And this time we are going to, yeah, it does, doesn't it, Ma Vicky? Now we are going to go back in with heavy pressure. Okay, so same exact area, cover over the whole thing again, but we're doing it with heavy pressure this time. Okay, and we're gonna blend it all together. And don't worry about this harsh line we have because we're gonna fix that in a minute. Okay, but go ahead and do heavy pressure all the way on everything so that you can blend it all out. Okay, and I'm gonna bring this over this way just a tad. Okay. Okay, so now we have heavy pressure there. Now we're gonna do the medium color and heavy pressure. We could have gone with we could have even done a fourth color in this, I think, and it would have even blended better, but that's okay. We'll go with what we've got for now. Okay, now we're gonna do heavy pressure with the dark. And the dark is basically just an outline. You're not really going into the interior too much, except maybe in these corner areas. It's really more of just kind of an outline. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the lightest color that I had, which was the metallic. Where is it? Right here. Okay. And we are going to bring that out a little bit past the light color that I used, just like this. So we're kind of blending that together. And then we're going to take a white and we're going to blend it all. So you're going to want to grab your white, which is, let me find my white. Where is my white? I don't know what I did with my white, you guys. Oh, here. Here's a white. I'll just use this one. Let me sharpen this really quickly. And we are going to go over the entire thing, and it's going to get rid of those harsh lines. And now we have our shadowing in there. And you can always go back and add in colors that are in between if you want to. so that it even blends better. So if you feel like you have a color that isn't quite the right color, then you can blend it out. Like I'm going to take this peachy color right here, and I'm going to even add that here to bring that together a little bit more. There. And that brought it all together beautifully, I think. Perfect. Okay. So now it looks rounded. Do you see what I'm talking about now? Now it looks as though it is 3D. It doesn't look so flat. Hey, Christine, the housekeeper, how are you? Well, I was out last week, so. A blending stamp. I have not used a blending stamp. I'm not even sure what that is, Gigi. Thank you, Christine. Okay, so we have his little shell done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my Grabby Multiliner again, and I'm going to just emphasize those lines now a little bit more now that I have my blending done. Just because I want to make sure that we can see those lines. Okay. Okay, I love him. All right, now we are going to do those pleats in the skirt. Helps blend colored pencils so you don't have to use white as much to blend. Oh, okay. Oh, a stump. Okay, I do have one of those somewhere. Where is my stump? I'm gonna have to find mine. I have one. I just haven't ever really played around with it, so I'll have to play around with that. Very cool. Okay. So now let's move on to doing the skirt. So I'm going to need some grays. So let me put these colors back because I'm done with them. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back in their places so that I don't forget where they go. All right, this one goes here. This one goes there. This one goes here, here. All right, perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to pull my grays. All right, so we're going to need, I'm just going to use this light Lotus gray, and I'm going to use a very dark gray right here. And that's it, because we're doing a very small area. So we are going to first do our little skirt with this light gray. And then we're going to take and we're going to just use this dark gray right in the pleats. not much. And then across the bottom and corners right here. I'm doing a very light touch. I'm just following the contour of the skirt underneath the shell. Okay. Again, I'm going to go across it with a medium pressure. And then use the dark with medium pressure. So these are the pleats. I'm also going to go right in these little curve areas right here. So that it emphasizes that pleat. I need to sharpen this. Okay. And then again, with heavy pressure, okay, so now we have our little pleats in our skirt, which I think looks really nice. I'll bring this up just a tad right there. Okay. All right. Now let's do our body and face and antennas. So I'm going to put these grays away and I'm going to pull out some lighter browns in this neutral palette. Okay, so this is the neutral palette. This is the neutral family. And I think, honestly, I don't think I like any of these. I think I'm going to switch to, let's see. Sorry, this is the neutral palette. That was the grays. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a very light color for the snail. And honestly, I think I'm going to have to go into the yellow family to do that, because I don't think this is going to have what I need. So let's go ahead and get the yellows out. Yep, this is what I'm going to need. All right, so I'm going to choose the shallow yellow as my light color. Then I'm going to choose the coral, the light coral. And then I'm going to go into the, oh, that's not brown enough. I need a brownie, one that's more brown. There, yep, there. The dark yellow. Okay, so I've got these three colors right here. That's going to go on my snail. This one is probably going to be a little much now that I hold it up to it. I think that's going to be a little bit kind of crazy. So let's see if we have a different option. I think I'll go with the nude instead of the coral. So, all right. So I've got a shallow yellow, a nude, and a dark yellow. I may need to add this terracotta in before the yellow. so that that blend is a little bit better. So that's what we're going to go with, guys. We'll see how this works. Okay, so we're going to do we'll do them in that order and see what happens. Okay. All right, so we're going to do this shallow yellow first. And I'm going to go in the corners right here. And up underneath this little skirt. Because we're going to have a shadow up underneath the skirt. Okay. And then we'll go with the nude. This is all with light pressure. And the terracotta. And then the dark yellow. Okay, now we're going to do that all again with medium pressure. Okay. Okay, and we'll do that with heavy pressure. Sharpen this. Okay. All right. How's everybody doing so far? Are we getting there? We're getting close to the end, so I know it's been a long tutorial this morning, but it's so cute. He's turning out precious, so we're gonna love him. Now I want to blend this, but I don't want to use white. I want to try to use a lighter yellow to do that. So I'm gonna pick a really light yellow color to do that blending with. I'm gonna go with this pale yellow. And we're gonna blend out the whole thing with this pale yellow. And he's got this nice little blend to him. I think he could even use a little bit of a brown, like a really dark brown. Let me see what I've got. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this dark. I mean dark compared to that. Apricot yellow. And I'm gonna go right here with a heavy pressure in the corners, right up underneath his chin. And then right along this edge. And that is gonna do it. That looks good. Okay. Okay, guys, so let's do the face now. And there's only a few places on the face that we need to shade. And they're gonna be mostly around the glasses area. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take this dark yellow, which was my darkest color that I used, and I'm gonna go in those areas where I feel need shading, and I'm gonna just use heavy pressure and go ahead and shade those areas with that dark, because they're small areas. So you don't have to do a lot of blending. I'm going in the corners here and right here at the cheeks. Now that cheek might need a little bit, so I'm going to go with this shallow yellow and come out a little further right there on the cheek with that shallow yellow. And over here too. Heavy pressure. Okay. So we have that kind of shading. Then I'm going to go right along here with this dark brown and just widen out and go up into the cheek to kind of make that stand out. And then we're going to go over the whole thing with the pale yellow to bring it all together. There we go. Okay. So now we have his little head. Isn't he cute, y'all? He's so cute. Okay. Same thing with the antennas. We're going to go with the dark right here at the tips of his antennas and then bring it down like that. Perfect. And let's see. Now we're going to do the ground, okay? Now the ground, we're going to do it differently, okay? So I want you guys to pay attention to how we're going to do this. We're going to make this ground kind of ombre down. So we're going to use the darkest green up next to his body. Let me get these put away really quickly. And let me pull my greens. All right, so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to take this really dark green, forest green. Then we're going to go with, we're going to skip 2 greens and go with the grass green. So it's barely a different color. Then we're going to go with the lawn green, which is going to be barely a different color. Okay. Then we're going to go into the, I'm going to do the dark yellowish green. And then the fresh green. Okay, so those are we're going to use those 5. All right, and this is how we're going to do it. We're going to start with the dark green. And we're going to go right. Oh, let me make sure it's sharp. You need these sharp to do this, guys. All right, so we're going to go right along the grass. And I'm using a heavy pressure, okay? And I'm going to go right up underneath him with this heavy pressure of this really dark green. Okay, now I'm going to put that dark green to the side, and I'm going to take the next darkest green, and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to go a little further down. I'm going to go over the top of that first green and come a little further down than I did the first time. So I'm going over the top of the dark and bringing it down further. Just barely, but a little bit further down than the first green. Okay, I'm going to put that one aside. Same thing, we're going to use the next darkest green, and we're going to go over both of those greens. Okay. And we're going to come a little further down. Oops, I pressed too hard. Than the first two greens. So we're going to come down a little bit further. Okay. Put that one away. Next green. A little further. Over the top of those, but come down a little further. So we're basically doing the opposite of what we did on everything else. Okay, we're going lightest, we're going darkest to lightest instead of lightest to darkest. And we're doing that because we want this to kind of have like a shadow look to it, to where it kind of fades out. Now light touch with the rest of your grass. Okay, so what we ended up with was this kind of shadow effect in from that dark area into our light grass. Okay, so it fades from the snail down into the grass. Okay. Now we're going to take our watercolor and we're going to take our green, our light green. Let me find it. Where's my brush? Sorry, I'm looking for my number one, number one. I'm going to take a green, this grass green, okay, and I'm going to just make sure that it's very light, and I'm just going to kind of go over all of this with that green over the top so that it kind of all blends together. Okay, then I can even go in with a darker green if I want to and add in some extra color and dimension to that. And then we will dry it. Thank you, Make and Bloom. So let's go ahead and dry it. Okay, now what I would like to see is I want to add in a little more detail. So I have my 0.005 of my multi-liner, and we're going to add in some detail to the snail and to the grass. Not a ton, but just enough to give it a little bit of life, okay? So let's go ahead. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Here you are. All right, so we're using these grabby multi-liners. Okay, and we are, let me put these greens away so that I don't have to remember where they go. Okay, put those away. All right, now for our snail, we are going to pull in just some detail work into the body of the snail. And also along here. And here for the grass. Okay, so I just wanted to give it a little bit of detail. Now, another thing that we need to do is add the hearts onto our snail and onto our shell. And we can't do that with watercolor now because we've colored over it with these pencils, and so it's waxy and we don't want to mess it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our gel pens to do that. So this is where, hey Ellie, how are you? How have you been? We are going to use our gel pens for that. And how have you been? We are going to use our gel pens for that. And let's see, right here. Okay, so this is the set that I use as far as the gel pens go. And I like them. They are my favorites on the planet. Out of all of the gel pens that I own, which just so you guys know, it's way too many for one human. But I love them, and I tend to always grab gel pen sets, even though I haven't since I bought these DSCM ones because I love these so much. But I'm going to put a little bit of sparkle on this little guy. Okay, so we're going to use some glitter gel pens. You're blah. I'm sorry. Are you sick or are you just not feeling it? Because I can relate to that, not feeling it for sure. So I'm going to pull these right here. These are how these look. Okay, so I'm going to pop y'all off of here so that you guys can see. I love these. So they have the swatches in them so you can see what color they are before you even put them on paper. This right here is such a good color, and this right here is such a good color. Disaster of a cruise, medical crisis. Oh, gosh. Dang it, Ellie. I hate that. I was hoping you were going to enjoy that cruise so much. I was hoping you were going to have so much fun. I'm going to use this sparkly one. You'll have to tell me about it because I know you were looking forward to it too. I'm so sad that you didn't have a good time. I'm going to use this one as well. Okay, so these are the two glitters that I'm going to use for my hearts. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Well, I hope they took good care of you. All right, so we're going to go and we're going to make sparkly hearts, okay? So we're going to do, and I'm going to do just really teeny tiny hearts. Because these gel pens will go over these pencils really well. And make some sparkly goodness. All right, let's use the orange now. Or not orange, but yellowy rust color. Cute. And then we'll use the same color for the body too. I didn't even realize her mom died, Ellie. When did that happen? I hardly ever get on Facebook, so I don't see as much as I probably should. And I don't believe I ever met her either. But I guess I should at least make an appearance and go sign the book and say hello. Oh, look, y'all. I think these hearts turned out cute. And I don't think we need to outline them with black. Do you guys? What do y'all think? Do you think we should outline them or leave them subtle like that with a little sparkle? Yeah, leave them subtle. I agree. I can get my diabetes under control so I don't kill someone when driving. Yeah, please don't do that, Ellie. For sure. We want you to be safe. All right, we're gonna leave them subtle. I'm gonna give our give a little bit of outline to our, or just some sketch marks to our leaves and stems. And then we're going to splatter this and be done, guys. I think we did good. What do you guys think? I think it looks great. We're going to go ahead and do some splatters. So I'm going to cover the face. So I don't want the eyes to get messed up. So I'm going to cover her little face. And then I'm going to splatter. So I'm going to splatter with a very light pink, but I'm going to use this metallic pink, okay? So we're going to use this right here, this metallic pink, because I love that metallic, and it's very pretty, and it's a light enough color that it's going to go really well with the snail. Okay, so let's go ahead and splatter. And it gives it just a little shine. There. Perfect. Ta-da! Okay, now let's pull our tape. Thanks, Christina. All right, so we're going to pull the tape, and we are going to get to reveal our very subtle blue background that you didn't even notice until we pull the tape. Because remember, we did that blue background, and now we see that blue background coming to life. Y'all, this one is super cute. What do you guys think? Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, I forgot to dry it. Let me dry it so I don't smear it. Last thing I need is to accidentally smear it. Thank you, Charlene. All right, there we go, guys. I am so impressed with this one. It turned out so super cute. Holy cow. Let me pop y'all off of here and get you back down here where I can see you guys. I love how this one turned out. So cute. Aww. Y'all, my worm sold on my eBay, so I'm having to ship that off today. I didn't, so I don't have it anymore, but I do have some prints of that coming available. But look how cute that is. I cannot get over how sweet and cute that is. Yay. You did it, Holly. Yay. I'm so excited for you. See, guys, together, teamwork makes the dream work. We all did it together. I love this one. I think this just turned out super cute. I really do like it. Very, very cute. All right. So any questions on any of what we just went over? Okay. We used the Meeden watercolor set. Okay. This is the 96 color set. They also make a 48 color set. You cannot go wrong with either one of them. They're both amazing sets. Okay. I used the 48 color set forever, but now I use this 96 color set, but I used the 48 color set for over a year and a half before I upgraded to the 96 color set, guys. So don't feel like you have to have the big one. But we use the Meeden. You get 48 primary and secondary colors that go from lightest to darkest, so you can learn to shade really easily. You get 30 of your metallics, you get 12 macaroons, and you get 6 neons. You get a pencil, you get a brush, you get an eraser, 2 art sponges, and you get your mixing palette that is detachable, but it plugs in right here when you're ready to close it up and call it a day. So that is the paints that we used. My very favorite paints that I own. And guys, I'm telling you guys, I have had not a million. That's exaggerating, obviously. But I've had probably 12 to 15 sets of watercolor paints. And every single time I come back to this palette. It doesn't matter how expensive they are. Doesn't matter the brand. For some reason, this is my go-to palette and I just love it. So if you're looking for a really good beginner palette, then this is the palette for you. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And as you can see, it makes amazing prints. I mean, it makes amazing paints. So hang on, guys. For some reason, this is looking... There we go. Okay. Sorry. I just wanted to check my lens and make sure it was clean. Okay. So there is that. All right. So that's what we used to paint this today. Now, the other thing that we used was our Meeden brushes, which you guys know I love. And these are the brushes that that are my go-to brushes that I use daily. Okay. I mostly use this size, but I also use the larger brushes occasionally as well for background work and things like that. But even with the larger brushes, you can do detail work, because look at the tip of this large brush and how small you can get, because the tip holds really well. So you can do detail brushes with these smaller or with these larger brushes as well. You can do detail work. The ferrule will not rust. So this metal right here will not rust. It will stay nice and clean for you, and it'll stay nice and tight for you, which is amazing. I've had this 4-brush set right here for almost a year and a half now, and they're still in great shape. They're short, so you can control your strokes really easy. They're designed in an ergonomic manner to reduce hand fatigue. So if you're painting for hours and hours like I do, your hand gets much less tired. So there's that. They're synthetic squirrel hair, so they hold a ton of water. So they're really good. So if you're looking for a professional brush set that does not break the bank, this set is a great set. It is on a flash sale today. So you can get it for under, I think, $30 for the entire set. And just know that sometimes you will pay upwards of $40 for one brush. And you're not going to do that with this set. Now, there are times that it's necessary to do that. But this is not one of those times. You do not need to have a $40 brush to paint art like this, okay? This is simple, easy watercolor and colored pencil art that we do on these tutorials. And you can use the bare minimum of supplies. So if you want to learn, join me on my tutorials every day and you will learn how to do this without having to break the bank and buy expensive products, okay? You can use what you have on hand. Anybody can do this, guys. I'm telling you guys right now, do not say I can't do that, because you totally can. These are all of the tutorials. Like this was yesterday's tutorial. We did this little Dotson dog. Isn't he cute? So you can do this, guys. I'm telling you, I learned from watching videos. I was not born with a bunch of talent. I did not know anything about watercolor or colored pencil art or any of that stuff when I started. And so if you want to learn, you can learn. It is a skill set. It is not a talent you have to be born with. So just know that. If you would like to learn, then get some paints, get some brushes, and join me daily for our tutorials. Okay? I did fix the sloth. You want to see it? I did. It's not great, but I did fix it. Can you see that? So I went around it with, I went over it with white gouache paint and gesso. And then I re-signed it. So the only thing that's messed up on it is there's still a little bit of gray right here. But honestly, if I put water on that, I could probably take that off. I just haven't tried. But I did fix it. So there's that. And I am going to sign this one while I'm thinking about it with my waterproof pen so I don't mess up my signature again like I did on that one. Jessie, thank you for the follow. I'm following you back right now. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, you can barely tell, right, Angel? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sign this. I still don't like my signature with this pen, but I would rather not like my signature than for it to accidentally get wet and get smeared. So I'm using the watercolor or waterproof pens from now on because I learned a hard lesson. So okay, so brushes. That's what we used. We also used the detail brushes from Golden Maple. These are my very favorite detail brush set. Today we used the 18 and the 0 out of this set. You get flat brushes in this set. You get your round brushes in this set. You get your fan brush in this set. You get your liner brushes, everything. Now, this set is designed for miniatures, like miniature doll furniture and things like that. However, it is amazing for detail work. So, like when I was working on him yesterday, when we did his detail work, we used the teeny tiny little brush to do around the ear here. And, you know, to get any kind of this fuzz or whiskers or anything like that, you can get really good detail work out of these brushes. Denny, thank you for your purchase. I appreciate that. You're going to like these brushes. They're really, really nice. You have a lot of options. There's 20 brushes in this set. And like I said, you get your flats, you get your liners, you get your round brushes in different lengths. And you even get your fan brush if you need it. So I love, love, love it. Ma Vicky, you are so welcome. Have a wonderful day. Tomorrow I will not be on in the morning. I will be on tomorrow evening instead. So remember, Tuesday nights is when my grandkids come over and spend the night. And so that leaves me with not being able to do a live in the mornings on Wednesday mornings. So once they go home and I get settled for the evening, I sit down and do my tutorials on Wednesday evenings. So tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time will be my tutorial for tomorrow. And I think I might try to do the Highland Cow tomorrow. You guys have been wanting to do a Highland Cow, so I'm going to try to do that. I've gotten my picture created on ChatGPT, but it looks scary and hard. So everybody's going to have to be patient with me tomorrow because whatever we do tomorrow may turn out to be a hot mess. So I just want you guys to know that tomorrow's tutorial could be a hot mess. And it could turn out amazing and we all go, oh wow, I can't believe it, because I thought that this little guy right here was going to be a hot mess. Well, he kind of is. He's not my favorite, but he's cute and he didn't turn out horrible, and I really thought that he would. So maybe we'll be able to pull off the Highland Cow. I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to do that tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So anybody who wants to join me on the tutorial tomorrow. Now, if you missed today's tutorial, or if you've missed any of these tutorials that we've done, you can get them on my Tube of You channel, which you can find that on my TikTok page, where you normally find, you know, everybody's information. Okay. So if you guys want to get today's tutorial, which was this, or yesterday's tutorial, which was this, or any of these tutorials that we did last week, you are more than welcome to hit the subscribe button there. And you can get these. They are uploaded when I'm done to my Tube of You. All right. Okay. So the other thing, the other couple of things that we used today, we used the Grabby multi-liner pens to do all of the detail work, which are right here. Sorry, guys. These are, you get them in all of the sizes in black, and then you get the 05 sizes in your colors. So it's a 20 pack of pens. They're waterproof and they're archival ink, so you can paint over them with watercolor and they won't smear. And having all of the different sizes in these is amazing. So the Grabby multi-liner pens were also one of the things that we used today. Today we used the 005 and we used the 01. So we used these two today. And if you look, you can see the 005 is teeny tiny. Like you can barely see the tip of that, which is great because we needed it for the sketching around and the shading around the body. And then the 01 is a little bit bigger. You can see that one a little bit better. And we use that one for like the eyelashes and the eyes. So those were the two Grabby multi-liners that we used today out of the set of 20. Okay. And I'm telling you guys, this set is a set worth having. Or the Micron set. Either one is fine. I mean, like, I have the Micron set too, and I love them both equally for different reasons. So either one of those will work. Okay, and thank you, Ma Vicky. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to enjoy having them over this evening. We're going to hang out and just do nothing, I think, the rest of the day. So it'll be fun. We'll probably watch a movie and let the kids play outside a little bit. My grandson will ride his bike, all the things. So it's going to be nice. Okay, so these are the tutorials that we've done this week so far. We did him yesterday and we did her today. And this one is uploading as we speak, and I will have this one uploaded once I'm done to my Tube of You channel. Okay. The last thing that I'm going to show you guys that we used today were the colored pencils from Color. I have the 240 set. I also have the So Color 72 set. Either one of those is great. I like the 240 color set just simply because I have more color options And thank you, Angel. I have more color options, and they come in colored families like this. So if I need to blend some greens, I can go in, and instead of using 3 like this and having, you know, harsh lines, I can use 6 different ones like this and have an ombre blend effect. So that is why I like to have a large amount of color in each color family to choose from. So these come with 8 different color families, 240 colors altogether. So I love, love, love this set. It is literally such an amazing set. And it just is, and it comes in this like tin, like this. It comes in this tin, so you can put them all in there and then put the lid on it. I'm hoping my drawers will come in soon. I use these for all of my different stuff, so you can see that like I have glitter pens and colored pencils in here. And so I ordered some more of these so that I could put all of these in this here, and it stacks. So these drawers stack. So I'm going to put all, and you can pull them out completely. So I can pull this drawer completely out and move it over to my desk and use it and then put it back. So then I won't have to worry about like putting them back in the tin every time. So that's I'm waiting for them to come in. But until then, they do come in this amazing tin, which I use to keep them organized and put away in colored families. So that is the pens, or the colored pencils that I love and use daily. If you guys have any questions about any of the supplies that we used today, please let me know, because I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I want to say thank you very much for hanging out with me today, for doing our tutorial today, and for making it so much fun. You guys are just a blast to hang out with. I love, love, love doing these every day. I think that she turned out great. I feel like maybe her pink cheeks aren't quite pink enough, and I might add some pink to them with a colored pencil and just darken up her cheeks a little bit. But other than that, I really like it. Shelly, thank you for the follow. I'm going to follow you back right now. So you're welcome, Angel. I'm glad you joined me. Tomorrow, my tutorial is going to be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it will be tomorrow night. So if anybody is wanting to join me for tomorrow's tutorial, as of now, I'm considering the Highland Cow. We're going to try a Highland Cow ACEO. We'll see. I'm going to play around with it a little bit today and just make sure that, because it looks really difficult and I just don't know if I'm good enough to do it. But so it could be a disaster, but as of now, that's going to be the plan. So any questions on anything today? Oh, I feel that, Angel. As soon as I leave my studio and go in the house, I'm off my phone too. I can't do it. I prefer to sit in there and just do nothing and not be engaged in anything when I'm in my house. So the only time that I usually am looking at my phone is when I'm out here in my studio. So you are welcome, Beth Rich Live. I'm so glad you were here today. You guys, if anybody has any questions about anything, let me know. Otherwise, the only other thing that I want to go over, and you guys, obviously, if you've done the tutorial and you're done, don't feel like you have to hang around for this, but I want to go over, I've got 2 codes left for the flash sale on this printer. And so I want to show you guys the printer, and I want to give everybody a chance to grab the flash sales on these printers. So I'm going to take a photo of my snail that we did today and of my puppy dog that we did yesterday, because I want to show you how this printer works. So let me do that really quickly with my iPad. So hang on, I'm going to open that up to my, whoops. And take a photo. So I'm going to have to move you guys out of the way for one. No, actually I'm not. I'm going to move this over here. And I'm going to take a photo of this. Because I love it. So cute. All right. Now I am going to crop it down to how I want it. So this is how I do it. So I take a photo. I just want you guys to see how I do this. So I take a photo and I crop it down. If I don't take it straight, then sometimes it doesn't work. So I have to pull in the edges. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I crop it. He's done. Now now that I have him cropped and ready to go, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my printer like this. Okay, I turn it on, and this has an app. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the app, which is this Hey Photo app right here. It's this one. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to make sure that I connect it. Hang on. So right up here at the top, it says connect. Whoops, sorry. It says connect. So I'm going to connect it. Connect in settings. It's going to flip over to my Bluetooth. I'm going to find my device, which is this HPRT printer, and I'm going to click it, and it's going to connect. Once it's connected, all I have to do is go to my photos, find the photo I want, click the share button, pick the app, and then hit print. And it's going to ask me, are you ready to print? I am. And now I can print that sticker of that print. Bye, Christine. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so it prints it out, and we end up with a color print of our art. And so when I'm at different, like when I'm at art shows and I'm selling my prints, the teenagers love having stickers. They would prefer to buy a sticker over an actual original any day of the week. So what I do is I print them out, and I have them in a little bin, and they have the options of stickers. So instead of the print, they have the sticker option. And I sell these for $3 a piece, and they are amazing. So they sell well. So if you like to do ACEOs and you like to do stickers and you do like shows, then this printer is like amazing for that. But if you have it, I see that several of you guys have it in your cart. Don't buy it. I'm going to start a flash sale in just a second. I have a flash sale, and I only have a few, like I have just a few of them. So just 1 second and I'll start it for you. I think I have 2 flash sale codes for this printer. So if you want to save an extra, whatever, I don't know. Let me see what I've got. They have the white one with 5 prints, or with 50 paper, sticker papers to go with it. is $92.99 with the flash sale code, and it's normally almost $200, I think. So now, okay, so let me start that really quickly. Okay, so I have 2 of these, guys. That's all I have is 2 of these left at the $64.99 price for the one with 5 sheets of paper, and $92.99 for the 50 sheets of paper. Okay, and I only have 2. So if you are wanting to grab this, grab it now before the timer runs out. It's set for like the next 5 minutes, and you can grab one of these printers on sale and save quite a bit of money. You cannot, but like I said, I only have 2 of them. So I can grab some more. There might be some in my back end if I run out, but I don't know that there is. But I know for sure that I have 2 of these at this price. So if you want to grab one of these at this price, go ahead and do that now before the timer runs out, because I only have 2 of them. But like I said, you can, it was super simple. I took a picture of my art on my iPad. I connected to the printer and printed this sticker out. And I keep these on hand because when I'm at my, does it print regularly and sticker? I don't know the Mountain Leo, Jess. I know it prints stickers, but I don't know about regular paper. I haven't seen any regular paper for this printer, but that doesn't mean that they don't make it. It may just mean it's not in their TikTok shop. This is the paper that I have that came with it. I got the one with the 50 paper, the 50 sheets of paper. So it came with 10 packages of 5 sheets of paper. And I use it, and so it's stickers. And I bought it specifically because I did stickers on sticker paper, and I would have to design a full sheet of stickers, print them on my printer, and then use my paper cutter to cut them all up. And then if I was at a show and ran out, I just was out of that sticker. But now I don't have to do that, and it doesn't cost me any more than it did when I was doing the big sheets. So your print was printed with something else. Yes, this was, so I actually drew and painted this. I drew and painted this little guy right here. And then I took a photo of him with my iPad and I cropped it down. And then I sent that photo to this printer and printed the sticker out. So now when I'm at my shows and I have teenagers come in wanting stickers, because all the teenagers want stickers. They don't care about your art. They want stickers. They love stickers. So I just do all of my art on stickers as well. And I sell these stickers for like $3 at my art shows. And they sell really well. And if I run out, I can print them on site. I can restock them on site. Before, what I was doing was I was doing a full page of stickers in Photoshop. I would design it in Photoshop and then print it on sticker paper and then have to cut it and everything myself. And then when I was on site, if I ran out of one, I couldn't print anymore. And now I can. So this makes it super easy to make stickers with your art. But also you can print photos off of your, off of your phone, or your iPad. Like I printed these of me and my grandkids, and they were just pictures that were on my phone. Comes out in color. It's inkless. It's rechargeable with a USB-C, and you just simply add your paper in and then push print. So I want to do, so I was going to do this one too, just so you guys could see it as well and see the different colors and see how well it prints the colors, since that dog was kind of brown. So let me just do that one really quickly for you guys so you guys can see how I do that. So I'm going to go ahead and snap a photo of this guy first and get him, and make sure he's straight, because making him straight makes it easier for me. So I'm going to take a picture. Okay, so I have my photo. So this is what I do. I'm going to show you guys this whole process. Okay, so I have my photo. This is what my photo looks like. And what I do is I crop the photo, however I need to do that. Okay, I also make sure it's straight. Okay, check it. So now I have it cropped. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this share button right here, and I'm going to choose the app, which is the Hey Photo app. Click done. It's going to open up in the app. Now I'm going to have to change the orientation of this because it's a landscape. So I would have to turn it because I've never done a landscape. I should have taken it the other way. Hang on. I'm going to change this. Let me go back. Let's go to here and rotate this. So I'm going to click crop. I'm going to do rotate. And then I'm going to check it. Okay. Now I'm going to push send. Hit it to there. Done. And I'm going to hit print. And it's going to ask me to print. I'm going to hit yes. And it's going to send it straight to the printer. And that's going to print out beautifully. It's inkless because you have to use their paper. It has something to do with the paper. So I'm not exactly sure how. I just know that it has to do with the paper. Like you can't just use any photo paper in here. You have to use the paper that goes with this printer. And that's how it makes it inkless. Okay. But so it's going to print this one out. So this is what I just took a photo of with my iPad. And now I have cropped it down and I've printed it. And it will now come out like a sticker. So now I have the original and I have my sticker. How cute is that? And what happens is the stickers are, I put the stickers in a separate bin. And so when the teenagers come in, they're like, oh, that's so cute. And then all of a sudden they see the sticker directly beside it. And they're like, oh, she has stickers of this. And it never fails. They see it. They love stickers. For $3, they buy a sticker. And, you know, I've played to the crowd that doesn't necessarily want art, but they love stickers. And so they purchase it. And I end up with, you know, selling multiple stickers of one of my original art pieces. So that's kind of how I work my booths. I always make sure that I have lots of stickers of my art available because these are very popular with the teenage crowd. Okay. So that's how I do that. And I have, again, this is on a flash sale. I've got 2 of these left. And that's it at this price. So normally it is $159.99, and you get the printer and you get one pack of paper, which is the 5 sheets for the $64.90 for the $159. Currently I have it on flash sale for $64.99, and that I have 2 of those left. Okay, and then once those are gone, I'm hopping off of here. Okay, but I do have 2 of those left if you guys are interested. Now, if you want to get the printer and 50 sheets of this paper, it's normally over $200 for that. And you can now get it on flash sale for $92.99. And you get 50 sheets of paper. So you can pick which one you want. Both of them are on flash sale, and I have 2 of them left. So once they're gone, they're gone. So just so you guys know, if you're interested in grabbing this on a flash sale right now, once that flash sale is done, I am going to hop off of here and go have some lunch. So if you guys want to grab it now. Otherwise, I'm out of here and I'm going to head out and go have some lunch. But I did want to show you how it worked and how easy it is to operate, because it's simply a matter of just choosing whatever picture you want to print and sending it to the printer. So if I wanted to print a photo of, me that I took with a friend on on a trip and give her a copy of it, I could do that, and she could, I could print it out right there. It's small enough to fit in your bag, which is really great. Curious, I've considered selling stickers of my ACEO, but wonder if that negates the O. And it doesn't, as long as you, whoever purchases, in my certificate of authenticity, I do a COA with all of my original ACEOs, and my ACEOs has additions and it has originals. The additions are, I put on there, I have X amount of limited edition prints in my certificate of authenticity. So my limited edition numbers, if I do 10 or 12 or however many on the COA of the original, I put that on there. Now, if I have stickers, I also will put on there unlimited number of stickers. So it doesn't negate the O as long, or the E, as long as in your COA that is on there. So you have one original, you have however many limited editions of that print that you want to do, and then you can put on there unlimited stickers. And that's what I do, and that has never been a problem for me. So I hope that helps. So, and if you guys, you know, I do my, my certificates of authenticity like this. This is what they look like. And I put the print here. So I put a photo of the print. I put the name, all the information, and I put the description, and see, it says, this is edition. This is, one of whatever. If it's 10, if it's a print, it's 1 of 10. If it's an original, it's 1 of 1. And then I will put, if I have stickers available, I will put in this description down here, unlimited number of stickers is available of this original, so that they know. Does that help at all? Does that make sense? Okay, good. Okay. All right. So that is all for today. I don't think I have any of those printer. Actually, I don't have any of these left. So, if you are looking at this printer and you want to get it for the flash sale price, you're so welcome, Julie. If you want to get this for the flash sale price, I can look in my back end and see if I have any additional coupons left, and I will run it again for about 5 minutes at another flash sale. However, if you'll need to let me know in the comments, otherwise I'm going to hop off of here. But if you do want to grab one of these printers at the flash sale price, then let me know and I'll run it really quickly again. Otherwise, well, if I have some, I'm not even sure I have some. I'll have to look in my back end and see. Let me just look really fast and see if I have any more. Okay, I do have one more of the $92.99 sale. And yeah, I have one. I have one of the $64.99 and the $92.99. So let me know if anybody wants to grab that last one that I have. If you do, let me know. And if you don't, that's cool too. Not going to hurt my feelings, but I do have one more left at the flash sale price. So don't pay full price. Those of you who have it in your cart, because I see people have it in their cart, and I don't want you guys to pay full price for it. If you are wanting to grab it, I want you to be able to get the sale. So just let me know if you need me to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to hop off of here. So these are the stickers that I did with it. I do them with my art, and I put those up next to my prints. And it works really great. So if you guys are artists and you do that and you like to do stickers of your art, this is a great way to do it. Okay. Hope that helps. I will be on tomorrow. at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with another tutorial. I think we're going to do a Highland cow tomorrow. So if you guys, thank you, Julie. If you guys are looking to do that tutorial with me, then you can join me at 7 p.m. tomorrow, Central Standard Time, and we'll be doing that. If you've missed any of the replays and you want, or you've missed any of the lives and you want the replays on any of these that we've done up to this point, my tutorials are available on replay on my Tube of You channel, which you can find on my TikTok page. All you have to do is look under my picture and you will see that. So you can go there and get any of the replays for any of these tutorials that we've done. Okay. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. for the Highland cow tutorial. And I thoroughly and completely enjoyed hanging out with you guys today. Thanks for painting with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the snail that we did today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right? 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye.